Here's the host of the Israel Hour, Josh Rowe.
It was, yeah, go ahead.
I just said, but you're not alone.
I don't have your mic on.
I said, but you're not alone. Maybe you are. Maybe you want to be.
It was 25 years ago today. Well, not today, but on the 7th day of Hanukkah, which came out to December 4th, 1994.
That was a lot of years ago.
That was a lot of years ago, 25 to be exact.
A quarter of a century.
That Mairov and I first did our show by ourselves after some extensive training here at WRSU Radio.
Yeah.
It is pretty remarkable that we are still here. I've been here just about every single Sunday since.
I know, and I've been here as often as I could be, but then, we had kids that got in the way.
I know, and we miss
you. And
you.
now carpools. I mean, it's just the life of a mom.
Oh, my God.
I get to run around with the kids. You get to have fun here at the show.
And I do have fun here at the show, and
yes,
we
you
miss
do.
you, but we're glad to have you.
I love being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh Rohn.
And I'm Mairov Dabrowski.
And we come to you very humbly on this Sunday, this week, 25 years, the 7th day of Hanukkah, 1994, since we first came into the WRSU studios to host Israel Hour Radio.
Right, and many people I know have been listening for that amount of time, plus listening before us.
Right,
I mean, the show has been on the air for many, many, many more years.
Since 1976, with some great hosts who came before us.
Was I even born then? I'm not going to answer that.
Today on Israel Hour Radio, I hope you will indulge us. We're going to be talking a little more than usual, but we're also going to be playing our favorite songs, talk about our favorite memories here after 25 years. I don't know if 1 hour is going to be enough.
It's not going to be enough. But we're doing, didn't we want to talk about the fact that we're doing My Israeli Playlist?
Yes, right.
You're welcome.
Because we've been sharing the studio with our listeners over the past several months, inviting them to come and share their Israeli playlist, their favorite Israeli songs of all time. Today, that's what you and I are going to do.
We're doing My Israeli Playlist.
Right, for Mairov and Josh.
And if I had it my way, those of you who've been listening to the times that I've been on, all the times I have a favorite.
Yeah.
A favorite. Hopefully those of you who are listening who remember me know my favorite.
Everyone who knows you knows of your obsession with Machina.
Machina is my group.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about your introduction to Israeli music. How did you get involved in this great obsession of ours that we just love so much?
Well, mine started in utero. Being born to an Israeli family, we grew up listening to a lot of Israeli music. We used to get the big records. My aunt would send them from Israel, and we have a record player, and all the new songs would come in, and we'd listen to them, and it was really nice. So
yeah. I
grew up learning Israeli songs, not American songs, Israeli nursery rhyme songs, things like that. And so I really liked Israeli music. And then, fast forward to 1990, I spent a lot of summers in Israel. That was summer camp for me. My parents put my brother and I, they put the two of us on a plane, sent us overseas. That's where we spent our summers. We were there other times also. So we spent a lot of our formative years in Israel. And in 1990, I'm speaking specifically about 1990 because of my obsession with Machina, my cousins introduced me to this band. And let me tell you, they blew my socks off. I was so impressed with Machina. I fell in love with them. We went to see concerts. I have no idea how much money was spent on those concert tickets.
It was at the Kinneret, right?
It was at the Kinneret. That was my first concert ever with them. It was fantastic. And so Machina's my band. I think that's all that I have to say about my show. So my music, right? I mean, I grew up with it.
Yeah.
I introduced you to it, but we'll talk about you afterwards. And so with that, since we are starting with my story, we're starting with my Israeli playlist, which of course is going to include Machina. So here you go. Hi'itvacha ito sha'ot on Israel Hour Radio.
I want to thank everybody who took the time to leave us a message. You can do the same by calling our voicemail line at 732-844-9778. I especially want to thank Eleanor, who was the last voice that you heard. She started listening while she was living in Iran, and now she lives in Istanbul. And it's not always easy for her to listen to Israeli music and to be all over social media, spreading her love of Israeli music. And she has done just that. And one of our most connected listeners on Facebook and social media, and I really appreciate it. And I'm grateful to all of our listeners for tuning in and for sharing their love for this radio program. Humbled. It's really beautiful. The songs you just heard, well, a couple of my favorites.
Oaf Gadol?
No, not Oaf Gadol. I can't tell you anything. Shiri Maimon, had a little bit of a crush on her, but don't tell my wife. She has.
I won't tell your wife.
I'm
don't
getting
worry.
a look.
You are?
When we sat down with her in Tel Aviv for
At
like
a
an hour
cafe.
and a half.
It was amazing.
Oh my God, it was a dream come true for me, and we had a great time with
It was
her.
a lot of fun. We put the microphone out in the middle of the table. We even asked her, we said, don't people want to stop and say, hey, can I have your autograph? And she said they're so used to seeing celebrities in Tel Aviv that it's nothing for them.
I'm very impressed. Shiri Maimon with Yesh Li Akol and David Broza with our very first CD that anybody ever gave us. We actually have it autographed here. I'm going to post it on social media. Our autographed copy of David Broza's Second Street. You heard When a Man Holds a Woman. And Mairav, I think one of our most memorable moments, and not such a good way, was the passing of Ofra Chaza in 2000.
Because we really had a relationship with her.
Well,
I did.
Tell the story of our interview with Ofra Chaza.
Oh, my God. That was the actual surreal one. Forget David Broza. David Broza, you're great. You're fantastic. But it's been said many times about Ofra, the voice of an angel. I mean, it's just such an overused phrase, but she really does have that. And so for us to have interviewed her, it was just unbelievable, that experience. And so Josh starts the questions. He's asking her questions. She's bored out of her mind listening to him talk, especially since he said Of Gadol.
Not in front of her.
Okay, well, she must have thought so. Because then came Mairov. And I started asking her questions. And she stopped and she said, Mairov, at Maxima. Mairov, you're amazing.
By the
you're
way,
awesome.
this was over the phone.
I know.
So she didn't see you.
I know.
She just knew you existed.
It was amazing. And so then we went to see her. She was performing in Atlantic City. And it was such a fantastic concert. And, of course, at the end of the show, we went up to her and I said, hey, it's me, Mairov. And she lit up. I'm telling you, that's how I remember it.
And didn't she write, you got her autograph. And she wrote Le Mairov Maxima.
Yes, Le Mairov Maxima at the time. I must have, sparked her interest somehow. I mean, she was just, I will never forget that.
I think she was just happy to find a Hebrew speaker on American radio, and that's what excited her.
Maybe that's your way of saying it. I think I was just
It's
Maxima.
just your voice.
It's
just your sexy voice.
Okay, fine. But the concert was fantastic. I mean, she had people come to the stage and dance with her. My grandmother was there, and she danced with her. It was a lot of fun.
Well, when she passed away unexpectedly, it sent shockwaves throughout the entire Israeli society and, of course, among us here at Israel Hour Radio. And we immediately went into, I don't know what kind of mode, panic mode or something. And I think we pulled off an amazing 2-hour show filled with Ofra's greatest hits of all time and some really great interviews. We interviewed Kobi Oshrat, who collaborated with Ofra on so many songs. We interviewed people who work at Israeli radio stations, who were involved in Israeli culture, and we even played back our interview of Ofra herself. And I think that was one of our proudest moments, although, we still miss her every single day. It was one of the greatest things that we did here.
But her voice lives on.
It certainly does. Ofra Chaza, we miss you, and we had to play you on our anniversary show. This is Ofra Chaza, Amen Lamilim, Israel Hour Radio. Israel Hour Radio, 25 years since we graced the airwaves of WRSU with Mairav and Josh.
The songs you just heard, we're going to go backwards.
Okay.
The song you heard in this first set was Shiri.
We did that already.
We did that one already?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding then. The song we heard in this first set was Ofra Chaza with Amen Lamilim.
Yes.
Because Mairav at Maxima, so
yes,
of course
we
you have to play
know.
Ofra.
We know, okay.
All right. The song you just heard, this is one of my favorites also. This is Yehuda Poliker with Ani Rotze Gam. So we got this song. This also came to us because remember Josh was saying earlier on the show that we were machers. We showed up in Israel. Here we are.
Right.
And we were getting CDs from countless radio stations and production companies, whatever they were, music.
And we came back with a suitcase full of CDs.
That was back in the days when you were allowed to take 75 pounds.
Right.
I mean, that's how old we are. 75 pounds of just CDs. It was fantastic. So, back in the day, we got the CD, and I listened to it. And for those of you who know me, I speak a little quickly.
Yes.
I just do. So I think that's one of the reasons why I like the song, because for those of you who don't know Hebrew, to you it's anyway, you're just hearing all these words. But this song, he happens to sing very quickly, and I was just so impressed with him.
And Tammy tells me it's a folk dance.
And I was just telling you, I was wondering if there was a song, because when Tammy was on, she said pretty much every song is made into a dance, and I was really wondering. I would love to learn this dance since I like this. It must be a fast, upbeat song. I would dance, I would think.
Tammy will teach you, I'm sure.
Okay, Tammy, we have a date. I want to learn this dance because I love this song.
Can you keep up? I don't know.
Probably not, because I also have 2 left hands and 2 left feet.
I want to say hi to Max. Max is a regular listener to this show in Germany, and he wrote me a very, very nice
Max
message.
has been on since I was on.
He's been listening for
forever.
a long time. He just said, as you know, I stumbled over the show on iTunes after hearing some Israeli music on TV and looking for more. Not sure when that was exactly, but somewhere between 2005 and 2006, I think. I've been following the show ever since, and I try to tune in live as often as I can. I have the podcasts on my phone and often listen to them on the way to work or while going for a run outside. More than once, the upbeat Yom Ha'atzmaut episodes have driven me home for the last few miles. I'm not exactly sure what it is, Max writes, since I don't really understand the lyrics and I don't have a personal connection to Israel, but somehow the music just resonates with me and I enjoy it very much. Week after week, you're putting so much work into it to create these amazing playlists. Through the show, I have discovered many different artists that I wouldn't have otherwise. Especially since I don't speak Hebrew, having an English-speaking source is extremely valuable. Without you, I think I would have missed quite a few great artists. Also, through the years, I have learned quite a bit about Israeli culture and also something about American culture. He loves, that's great, he says. Through the community you have created on Facebook, WhatsApp, and your homepage, the way you are interacting with your listeners, you have brought together people from all over the world over our common interest. That's really awesome. I know that most of us only know each other through the internet, but it's my firm opinion that that really helps to bring different cultures together. So I would like to thank you and Mairov very, very much for what you have been doing. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. And thank you, Max from Germany.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful message.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
That's humbling.
Mairov, where are we going next?
We are going to Tikva Shesh, Ha'ivrit HaChadasha. So let me just tell you a little bit about the song. We were sitting in the car on the way to their concert in New York, and your phone, got a little message on it and he just released that song, and we got it digitally, and we were listening to it over and over and over again in the car, and I really liked it. I think we were the only ones who knew the lyrics to the song at the concert. Because
he performed it on the day that it came out.
Right, just a few hours later after,
And we just received it.
So, but that song, I like it because I love the song. I think it's a great beat. I think it's adorable. I think he's brilliant. I think the way that he strung those words together, he's absolutely brilliant. But my 6-year-old son was sitting in the car, and I was playing the song over and over again, and he said to me, Ima, he just said a bad word. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said a bad word. He said, well, Safa Kadasha.
No.
Kadasha. So
No,
I can't even do it.
Safa Kasha.
Safa Kasha.
And if you say Safa Kasha really fast, it sounds like a bad word in English.
Yeah, so Ha'ivrit HaChadasha on Israel Hour Radio.
Judge for yourself.
Safa Kasha. Safa Kasha.
יש לי דיליי, אני בג'טלג, היה לי אוברווייט, קניתי NBA